The B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side and the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
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 That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
I got something to say.
Yeah, I was gonna throw it to you first.
Dude, I don't know why, but like ever since this fight got announced, people have been coming to me like whether it's at work or like just like friends and stuff. They're like, "Oh, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, your boy Jake is gonna get slept." I'm like, why is Jake my boy? When did I ever say Jake was my boy? What is this like assumption that I'm like he's my favorite? They're like, "Oh yeah, dude, Mike Tyson's gonna just sleep your boy Jake." I'm like, who? Why?
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Y'all not even gonna watch the fight.
I have neither a boy named Jake nor Paul. So
Yeah. Well, I do have a boy named Paul. But either way, like, yeah, people at work are like, dude, saw the news, man. Your boy Jake Paul is gonna get crushed by Mike Tyson. I'm like, he's not even my boy. I was like, why do we just assume I like him?
I would be so offended. Like, I would have to file an HR complaint.
The first time it happened, I was kind of just like, whatever. But now, like, everyone said it to me. I'm like, okay, hold on now. I was like, this was kind of a sick joke.
you're gonna have to lean into it.
Somebody is slandering you at work. Like,
Dude,
you could
they're
get a
gonna pay-
lawyer.
They're gonna pay for it.
I would say lean into it just because. Now I have to ask: do you think that's what's gonna happen? Mike Tyson sleeps Jake Paul?
I
We'll dial
I
it
don't
down
know
to
much about-
beats, all together.
I don't know if there's even gonna be a clear winner because, like, again, I haven't looked much into it, but like from people talking about it, they all keep saying like, "Oh, I read this, I read that." I heard some wild ass takes from like a no knockout clause to Jake Paul could tag in Logan Paul to Jake Paul gets to pick his own referee or something. I was
what?
like, okay, this is getting ridiculous.
The rumor mill has gone crazy. They
Yeah,
are not
so-
doing tag team.
No, they're not. That's ridiculous.
They have definitely disputed that one.
If I,
I think it's gonna end up being like Tyson and Roy Jones to some extent.
Yeah, there was one I heard about like headgear, like Jake Paul can wear headgear or something, or if Mike Tyson knocks out Jake Paul, he doesn't get his purse or some shit. There's just so many, like the rumor mill has gone off the chain, and I'm not really entertaining it. But if I had to assume how this fight quote unquote is gonna be, probably just like an exhibition, maybe like no winner, 2-minute rounds or some shit like that.
I would love Mike Tyson to like just fucking sleep Jake Paul though. That would be amazing.
He is training the way he kind of used to.
Right, he still got fast hands.
He really does. For being like 60 years old, he's very
Yeah.
much still in very good shape.
Do I think it'll happen? No. Do I wish and hope and pray? Yes. Maybe
I would
not
say-
like the full on just completely shut his brain off, but like one of those Mike Tyson liver shots. I would love that so much.
Or the liver shot that sets up the hook upstairs.
Yeah.
Same side that
yeah.
he does a lot. Those
So
are
I
good
was
ones.
I was saying for a while, like, I don't think this fight even happens. I feel like it's like a promo stunt for Netflix. 'Cause I've never heard Netflix like do any kind of like sporting event at all.
I was going to bring that up
I
next.
think Netflix saw that Prime is having success there.
Max is having success with live sports as well.
And their first idea was like, we should get Jake Paul.
Honestly, I could see that being a thing.
That's
like,
a good way to really bring people into it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like he doesn't bring.
you
any
have
names, but
picked two very big names that bring a very big audience.
Different audiences at that.
Yeah, you've got the boomers who never moved away from Netflix, and you're trying to get the whatever we call young kids now.
Yeah, whatever his...
Gen Alpha,
yeah,
whatever
Alpha.
that is.
That's crazy. Gen Alpha is kind of a sick name. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I was thinking.
The next kids are screwed though. They're gonna be betas.
Oh, poor. They're gonna get bullied.
I think we should go with the old phonetic alphabet pre-NATO. So Abel and Baker instead of Alpha Beta or Alpha Bravo.
Baker is pretty tough.
Baker's good.
But yeah,
Bravo's
anyway,
not bad either.
Yeah, Bravo's. I think it's a good one. Better than Beta for sure.
100%.
Anyway, on
Anyway, I don't.
the generational
I'm
stuff.
still gonna lead towards a fight. Maybe not even happening. Maybe it gets canceled. I wouldn't doubt it for some odd reason. But that's my shtick on it.
I think it'll go ahead, and I think it's gonna be like one of the first Jake Paul things with built-in concerts and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a spectacle instead of a boxing match.
Do you guys remember Rocky 6? Rocky
No,
Balboa, it was called.
I don't think I ever actually watched that one.
Yeah, that's like one of the more recent. Well, not recent.
Yeah, it's like 2006. So
yeah,
Rocky comes out of retirement, very long removed from his prime years, to fight the current heavyweight champion. Naming, always fantastic in the Rocky movies. Mason the Line Dixon. You don't cross the line. You get it? That's a good one.
That is a good nickname.
Yeah. But it's played by Antonio Tarver, and so they have an exhibition match, pretty much. But Antonio Tarver, Mason Dixon doesn't take the fight very seriously, and Rocky does. And so he shows up, and he's hitting. The training montage is such that, you're really old, so you can't do all the stuff you used to do, so we're just going to train for power. And that it plays to his advantage. And Mason Dixon, the young champion, underrated or overlooked, disrespected, never had a real test of any kind, gets a test with Rocky, and suddenly he gets the respect that he wanted as a champion, and Rocky gets to, put water over the fire, I suppose. But that's what I was thinking with this, is Jake Paul, Mason Dixon, Mike Tyson is Rocky.
Maybe. That's being too nice to Jake Paul, I think.
I want to believe. I want to believe again. The Jake Paul train was fun. Before he
Fair
lost
enough.
to Tommy Fury, it was a lot of fun, and I didn't necessarily actually have that much passion for Jake Paul's boxing career, but it's really funny whenever all the pearl clutching boxing fans oh, what is this YouTuber doing to our sport? It's YouTubers.
I don't know. I lean towards the pearl clutching. I don't really like it.
But it was fun to kind of ruffle some feathers there. So
Yeah, trolling's always fun,
Yeah.
but I was on the wrong side of the trolling, and I don't like it.
So that's my thinking here. I think Netflix is trying to get into live sports, just in general. It's strange. It'll be interesting to see what sports they try to pick up. Like NBA is on Max. I think WNBA is on Max as well, and also on Hulu. Hockey is on Max. A lot of the American stuff's already picked up, and international licensing for streaming is with DAZN. So I'm not sure what Netflix is doing here.
The DAZN stuff really, really depends what country you're in, because a lot of the stuff I got in Canada, I don't get in Japan. Japan is all baseball and car racing. There's almost nothing else. Yeah, there's boxing, baseball, and car racing, and I think soccer. But
J1.
It's all sports I don't care.
Yeah.
But baseball and NFL and all those ones is an extra charge. Quite a bit of an extra charge, and there's no hockey at all. I just have to steal that. So
Well, we'll see if this even goes ahead. Who knows? Maybe Mike Tyson trains a little too hard. And he
Maybe.
and Thurman end up at the same physical therapist. Could be.
If Mike Tyson lands any sort of real punch on Jake Paul, I think Jake Paul just crumbles.
That will be trouble. That will definitely be trouble for him. I think even the shadow of Mike Tyson hitting you is going to be a
It's
problem.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Him working the gloves right now is terrifying still.
You know, I could take him.
All right, moving along to Canelo Munguia. It's official. It's going to be on May 4th. This one's going to be
Cinco
in
de
Vegas
Mayo weekend,
at the
baby.
T-Mobile. Yep. So the contract that Canelo had, the 3-fight contract where he only fought once, the remaining 2 were dropped. This is a contract still with PBC, but it's just one-off on its own. It's going to be on DAZN as well. Munguia's with Golden Boy, so they're going to have that option as well. But I think RJ said it in the chat really well. Like, I'm not going to pay the same price to stream it in 720p when Prime is going to give it to me in 4K. So it's going to be a no from me, dog.
Fair enough.
But that's like nerd shit, I guess.
I honestly don't really care usually.
Yeah, but if it's the same price, that's no. Like,
You
then
might as well
Yeah.
if it's the same price.
get
Yeah.
the higher quality one.
But the DAZN pay-per-view is probably cheaper if you already have a DAZN membership.
Which is like fucking $30 a month. No, thank you.
Yeah, way too much. Way too much.
In Canada, it's still pretty cheap. I think it's 25 Canadian a month, which is like $20 American.
That's what it was like 2 years ago.
Mm.
Ugh, God, DAZN with their price hikes. They're fucking terrible with it.
Yeah, they are.
But Canelo Munguia, I was talking with a friend recently about this fight, and he was most curious to hear how does Munguia go the distance given his fighting style? Shanada, what do you think?
Munguia's there to get hit. He always has been.
Yeah, we've talked
But-
about that plenty.
His chin always has stood up. So, is Canelo the person that finally cracks it? I mean, I don't know. I like Munguia. I want the crazy upset. I want Munguia to pull this off. I like Canelo too, but I want Munguia to pull this off. So I'm gonna say Canelo doesn't knock him out.
But does win.
Probably. But that's not what I want. That's what my brain says is put money on Canelo, but my heart says Munguia can do it.
Listen, the heart says one thing, the wallet says another.
Well, what does
Yeah.
your wallet say?
My heart says, and my wallet both say Canelo. I like Munguia a lot, personally. I think he's great to watch, but he's like, his style is like, as you guys said, to be hit often. So I feel like he's tailor-made for Canelo. I honestly think Canelo might knock him out. I think he'd be the one to break his chin.
I think so as well. Just Munguia is able to be hit. Canelo is still looking really sharp, and he hits really fucking hard. So if a really big counter shot, I think it could really trouble Munguia. Maybe not immediately, but it'll start bothering him later.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty one-sided fight. Like, it's not going to go many other ways than just Canelo just beating the shit out of Munguia in the pocket.
I do expect that Canelo will be... He's going to, after this fight, be arrested for attacking an endangered species. The axolotl is a protected species. Nobody? That's what Munguia looks like.
You lost me.
Munguia looks like an
honestly,
axolotl. Come
I
on.
don't know.
Like
what
an
that is.
axolotl.
What's the axolotl look like?
Oh, man.
They're those
Cute, smiling
those little salamanders
Yeah.
with the gills.
Yeah,
Let me look this up. Hold on. How
I
do you
need a
spell
picture of Munguia
Okay.
Lotto?
with an X.
Is it Telolotto? No. What the fuck's a Telolotto?
All
How do
right.
you spell this thing?
I'm bringing it up.
Wow, my phone's so it's a little small.
Pulling it up.
Yeah, actually, looking at Munguia when he smiles, I can see it.
I looked
can
up
see
Jaime
it now.
Munguia, and you're showing me Canelo, Terrence Crawford. What the fuck?
Everything but Munguia.
Yeah, everything but Munguia. So, like, look at him. There's his face.
Now that I see it.
And here's an axolotl.
It's only when he smiles,
dude,
though.
It's so there. I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
no, you're right. I wanted to disagree and I can't.
Yep.
I hate it.
So, there you go. The inside joke. Everyone's
Axolotls
in
are
it.
also Mexican.
Yeah, very Mexican. That's one of the problems. The cartels are...
I think we need to email Jaime and inform him that this is his new mascot.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd get it, but it would be funny if he did take it. Either way, would be great.
Hey, is this you?
Yeah, like championing the, protecting
Yeah.
one of the species native to my country, kind of thing. All right, recaps. We're going from March 3rd to the 16th. Some stuff I'm going to just breeze through really quickly. The one fight in No Limit Boxing on the 6th in Sydney, Australia. There's if you want to see like the rest of the outcome, go to the boxing calendar, lvxmedia.net/boxing, and you can see all the results. But the Bilal Akawi and Reynold Quinlan, they had agreed to a 190 catch weight. Quinlan came in at 200 and claimed he didn't know. So Bilal dropped out.
That doesn't make it better.
It doesn't.
You should know what your contract says.
Yeah, and the guy who came in on like fucking 1 day notice beat him anyway. So, but yeah, that was his little fucking game shenanigans. I don't believe him for a second. He fucking knew. Akawi's known for his, like, he has serious hands. Like, he can fucking break bricks with his shit. It's pretty wild. Okay. The Knockout Chaos card. The Kingdom Arena in Saudi Arabia.
I forgot this was this week.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go from the bottom up. Stop me if there's anything you need to talk about. Chances are there's not going to be anything until we get to the top. So, Roman Fury gets the decision over Martin Sfark. It was the referee decision thing. Referee points. Ziad Al-Mayouf gets the referee decision over Christian Lopez. Andriy Nowitzki, KO3 over Juan Torres. Louis Green, KO1 over Jack McCann. Mark Chamberlain, KO4 over Gavin Gwynn. That was a fun one. Justice Hooney, UD over Kevin Lorena. Ray Vargas, split draw with Nick Ball. WBC featherweight title was on the line. So yeah, Drip, kick it off. Like I know you were riding for Nick Ball. You made the case.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of started how I thought it would. Slow start for Nick Ball. Ray Vargas standing, a little bit of ways away. But just as I expected, Nick Ball would pick it up. But I wasn't expecting Ray Vargas to be such a pussy and keep taking like the over dramatic dives pretty much.
Yeah.
I know maybe a few times Nick may have threw him around, but it just seemed like he was throwing himself on the floor to get a break.
Yeah. He didn't get thrown that many times.
Itch made, first off. Second off, Ray Vargas lost. I'm going to fight on that hill. I hope in the rematch, Nick Ball comes more aggressive in the earlier rounds like he did in the latter half of that fight. But I'm still going to ride for Nick Ball. I think he definitely won that first fight. I think he's going to win the second one.
I think he won that fight too.
Yeah, I mean...
regardless. Go ahead.
2 knockdowns, right? He got?
2 knockdowns. What? Question mark? But before...
that one knockdown was him definitely throwing Vargas and punching him on the way down.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't legit.
Well deserved, if you ask me.
Yeah. So I want actually for you to... I want to try to do a little bit of a balance thing here. can you think of something that Ray Vargas did well? And now, don't make it a backhanded compliment.
No. His movement was good. He maintained his jab and his distance really well. Like, he used his jab really well in his distance. But I think once he started getting caught, though, he slowed down. Naturally, if you keep getting hit, you slow down. But I think he maintained his distance and his jab just really well.
I think he also got frustrated.
Fuck yeah, he did.
And let it
it bothered him.
Really bother him and fuck up his game plan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So besides, even if we include the questionable knockdown, not really a knockdown, a lot of people were saying that Nick Ball should have been docked a point leading up to that moment.
I was one of those people. I was leaning towards the ref should have at least started giving warnings.
Yeah, right.
Maybe to both of them, because you're right. Vargas wasn't trying very hard to stay on his feet either.
Yeah. So at that point, they should have given Vargas a point deduction also for being a bitch, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, just warn them both. I think if you start giving out a couple warnings, people generally change the behavior.
They usually stop.
And I think it would have made it a different fight. And I think a different ref in the rematch would change the dynamic as well. Honestly, I think Vargas does better in the rematch.
Really?
Oh.
I think his coaches, work on dealing with the slightly dirty tactics and stuff. And
by doing more dirty tactics? By doing their own dirty tactics? Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, or just getting him used to it in sparring. Like, when somebody does this is how you counter it.
I guess the question is, what is Ray Vargas going to do different in the next fight? Because he's not going to meet Nick Ball in the middle. So what's he really going to do different?
No, and he shouldn't.
He can only really do the same thing.
Right.
But better.
Yeah, but doing it better. Which...
And for the whole fight.
Can he? I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not that confident in him. Again, I think he maintained his jab and his distance really well, but sooner or later, Nick Ball did catch him, and that's when things started going south. I hope I'm all Nick Ball fans, by the way.
Nick Ball did exactly what you said. He broke distance really well. He got on the inside really well, and he started chopping Ray Vargas down. And it continued to work. I thought it was enough. I don't think that Ray Vargas deserved a draw, fucking let alone a win.
I guess the only thing
I was surprised as well. I thought Nick Ball had won.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I could say I wish Nick Ball did different was just start doing being more aggressive a lot sooner. But I mean, I get it. You
gotta feel it out a little bit.
You gotta feel it out as much as you can. But yeah, huge fan. I think he's gonna take the second fight for sure.
I would not say I am a huge fan. Nick Ball's kind of dirty.
Nick Ball was also getting frustrated with Ray Vargas being like a fucking noodle all the time. And so that's where the throwing came into play, which it's unfortunate. And yeah, it's frustrating, but
he was like, "You want to be on the floor? I'll put you on the floor."
Yeah, you want to go limp? Then here you go. Go be a fucking ragdoll somewhere else.
Anyway, yeah, moving on from that one.
Joseph Parker, majority decision over Zhang Jilei, to read it the way he prefers. Was this just?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's hard to say yes, but heart says yes.
So
Zhang didn't throw enough punches.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, his volume was piss poor.
And it only got worse as time went on.
When he did land, it hurt Parker. But boxing is scored round by round, not who does more damage.
Yep. Parker went down in rounds 3 and 8. The first one was looked like a flash more than damage accumulation, but round 8, I thought that should have been the finish. I thought that was going to be the one that clinched it. You're 2 knockdowns down on the cards. I'm not sure what you're going to pull out here, but Parker, like he did with Wilder, he stuck to the game plan, He kept himself out of position for the devastating hand that Zhang has, his left, and just like he did with Wilder's right. I think it was a fantastic display. That was not unjust, I think. I think Parker did enough to rate a win. I can see why a lot of people are upset, though, like with 2 knockdowns.
I mean, yeah. If it was a street fight, I wouldn't have said Parker won.
Yeah. Right.
Like, he clearly took more damage. He was clearly more hurt at the end of it. But as a boxing match, I think he won more rounds.
Yes.
Like, and I think Parker's looking pretty good, actually.
Yeah, he looks good. I think, unfortunately, this is one of those wins where you have to kind of, like, defend it a little bit.
Yeah, not like the Wilder win.
Yeah, the Wilder one was pretty cut and dry. This one's kind of like, yeah, I understand he got knocked down twice, but, you know, he came back, did XYZ.
Yeah, well, and I know he's kind of old, and I think Zhang came in, like, heavy.
Almost
I know they're
300 pounds.
heavyweights and it doesn't matter, but I just think Zhang's a little old and he's always had a suspect gas tank, and I think he's just kind of done.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how long the 40-year-old was going to continue. Parker's 32. God damn it.
Yeah, Parker's younger than I thought he was.
Yeah, same. I thought he was about my age.
It's the damn goatee. It's the goatee.
So Joseph Parker, career renaissance. The WBO interim title does put him in line for the winner of Usyk Fury, first and or second, whichever one. But people are talking about a rematch with Anthony Joshua in the meantime. I'm not
Joshua
sure.
looked really good. I know it's against Ngannou, who's an MMA guy, but Joshua looked like old Joshua.
Yes, he did.
And I don't think Joseph Parker can beat that Joshua. I just don't think he can.
I don't think so either.
Same.
I like Parker.
I do too.
I think he's got some skill, and he seems like a entertaining person. But Joshua, when he's on, is just great.
Terrifying. Absolute savage. Behemoth in his nature.
God damn. All right. I forgot one. The WBA 154 title. Israel Madrimov of Uzbekistan and Magomed Kurbanov of Russia. Madrimov wins it by stoppage in the 5th. That was his 11th fight. Holy shit. And Kurbanov was coming in 25-0.
Madrimov, that's the dream, right?
I believe
That's his
so.
nickname?
I believe so.
I actually was on the hype train, and then I didn't see him for a while.
Yeah.
But I like Madrimov. Like, I think he's gonna do some stuff. He's gonna make some noise.
Box
How
rec,
old is he?
29.
Yeah, he's still got some time.
He's rated 2nd on Box Rec, so there's some good names around him. The 2 titles are going to be on the line. Timzu and Fundora are going to have 2. He has 1. I don't know who the 4th one is. Anyway, well, figure that out another time. Okay, main event. Anthony Joshua. Francis Ngannou. Holy shit balls.
This is how crossovers are supposed to go.
Yes. This is what's supposed to
This
happen.
is what I wanted.
This is what's supposed to happen.
This is exactly what I asked for on the last podcast. Joshua made Fury look stupid. And it makes me very happy.
And it does put a damper on other maybe MMA guys that might be considering crossing over. Like, there are some for whom I will make a case, like the guy who won the featherweight title in UFC recently, Taporia.
Taporia, yeah, it's a monster.
That guy's hands are fucking sick.
Lethal.
Yeah.
The dynamite in each hand.
Yes, and his it's not just like sloppy boxing that is adapted to MMA. His technique is very good. So
Knuckles made of diamonds.
oh god damn. Let's let you channel your adoration on Anthony Joshua here. What did you see? It was really quick, so like there's not a whole lot to take away from it, but what are we seeing?
Honestly, big AJ fan, so I'm definitely gonna be biased. But like you said, there's not much to really go off of because it was super short. But we can tell that AJ took this fight a lot more seriously than Fury took it.
For sure.
He just so dialed in. Everything was perfect. The jab, the distance, the feints, everything. Then the right hand at the end was just the chef's kiss. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to go off of like just the 2 rounds. But if, like you guys said, if that's the AJ that we're going to be seeing later on, definitely going to dominate the heavyweight division. I don't know about beating.
That's what he was doing.
Oh yeah, I love it. The confidence, the stoicism, just
the showmanship.
That's the thing for me. AJ finally looked confident again.
Yeah, thank goodness. I was never going to give up on him. That's my guy. But for a while, I was like, oh man, I hope he's not playing retirement. But nah, I think this AJ we have I don't think he beats Usyk, unfortunately.
Nah.
I think he'll give third fight a better than the first 2. But I still think Usyk had his number. But I think he's going to dominate Fury. I think he'd dominate Wilder. I just don't think anyone else beats him except for Usyk.
Honestly, I don't want to see a third fight.
I don't either.
I don't either. No.
I have no interest.
It's
but
almost-
AJ versus Fury, I want AJ to walk in and knock that big fucker out. Just the exact same way he did to Ngannou. He won't that quickly, but I want the leg folded.
The scorpion fold.
Yeah.
But now, let me talk about Ngannou a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Honestly, I don't know what the fuck he trained for. His stance was weird. It was like his
MMA stance.
If he had a high guard against AJ, he would have lasted a lot longer in the fight. He would have still lost, obviously, but I think if he went in there with like a high guard, like a tight high guard, it would have went a lot better for him. But hands low, going to southpaw, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was watching him just confused. I was like, oh no. Once he went southpaw, I was like, it's over. He's gonna get fucking rattled.
Do you not know that that Southie versus righty, the left and the right, are constantly landing on the opponent?
I was talking to my friends about this because they're big MMA guys, and they were all just like, oh, dude, Francis is gonna take him out. I'm like, okay. Sure, whatever you guys.
You want to put some money on that?
Yeah, but I think what happened is Ngannou fought a very lazy, fat, unmotivated Fury. We talked about it in the Discord channel too.
Yeah.
And I think that fight with Fury gave him a lot of false confidence. He was like, all right, cool. If I could survive Fury, I could definitely survive AJ. But that's just not the case.
Who's not as technical.
Well, yeah, AJ's, not as slippery. He's slower than Fury, whatever, but it just wasn't the case.
Well, and I think Ngannou, having had one boxing match, gave AJ some tape to really see that front lead hand trying to parry the jab and just opening himself up.
Yeah, I mean, I think tape or no tape, AJ was going to win that regardless.
Oh, 100%. But I think AJ walked in and was like, I can do this in like a round or 2 because of this.
I've seen you box for 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know exactly what needs to happen.
I don't think... I like Ngannou. I think he's great. But I think it's time to hang him up. Like, I know he has like his PFL fight coming up soon. It's like...
Yeah,
you just lost to a devastating, not a knockout, a devastating knockout, and now you're gonna go fight in MMA like in a few short months, like
against another guy, the PFL dude, super heavy hands too,
absolute monster, gargantuan. Yeah. But like, I just think, how many hits can you take at that age? Like,
Yeah.
especially knockouts too. Like, it's one thing to get punched around, but like, bro, AJ put him on oxygen. Like,
Oh yeah, he just hit the off switch.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, in the post fight interview, Ngannou was like, I don't remember. I just woke up.
Yeah, he was still dazed from the second KD. Was it the second KD?
I think so.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, AJ made an example out of him, and
Yes.
I'm kind of glad he did and said, hey, not all crossovers are good choices. Like,
no more of this
just an
shit.
example.
That's
like,
enough.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there we go.
Again, I like Ngannou. I think
Yeah.
he's a fantastic guy. I just don't really want to see him box anymore.
Great ambassador for combat sports at large, not just MMA or just boxing, like just the combat sports in general. He's a great ambassador. So I want to see him continue to do well. He deserves it. He's a really nice person. He seems to be a really good person.
And he's got a great story.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, great comp story. Like, dude's fantastic.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see him take any more crazy ass hits like that.
Same. Like, you shouldn't. I was talking with Nathan about it on Ultimate Casual, and I was like, well, he said, like, the only one, if Ngannou wants to continue boxing, the only name that makes sense is Wilder, which would end like in the same neighborhood, like 1 to 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I said that, like, the name that made sense is right now with his renaissance is Parker. He's not as dangerous. They'll make it a technical fight, and
Or
Ngannou can get some rounds in.
hear me out.
I still think
Or
Parker makes him look kind of stupid.
He pieces him up.
what about Andy Ruiz?
Did you see
Do you know where
the
he
last
is?
picture of Ruiz?
I don't know where he's been, honestly.
No, but did you see that picture? He is jacked as fuck all of a sudden.
Oh,
I-
he's been training like weights and weight loss and everything.
Oh, he's been doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
But I think,
I don't know what his boxing looks like, but like Andy Ruiz got skinny.
I think Ruiz and Ngannou would be a good one, or Ruiz and Parker. But no more like
Ruiz and
no more-
Parker rematch.
Sorry, Ruiz and Ruiz Ngannou and Parker Ngannou. I was getting confused there for a second. They both be good fights. But I don't want to say anything past that for Ngannou.
Luis Ortiz.
I don't particularly want to see him box anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see him in the start though, so
You don't think Luis Ortiz is a good one? King Kong? He's a Cuban 44?
yeah, well, and he's about as fast.
Yeah, there's very similar
That
builds.
that would actually be probably a good fight.
Yeah, that's...
Is Ortiz still fighting? I thought he retired.
That's definitely more Ngannou's speed. The solid, like, B tier area. He fought in January.
Oh, Jesus.
In... Where the fuck was this? Colombia? Question.
Yeah, but there is absolutely no way that Ortiz is only 44.
Right, that's why I said he's a Cuban 44.
Yeah, dude's like 50
You add, like, +5, typically.
at least.
Yeah.
I also watched the video of I don't know if you don't watch MMA, you might not know, but Demetrius Johnson, or Mighty Mouse as they call them, he does like a lot of like reviews of like fights, and he was saying like if he were to do a boxing match, he would need a solid like 8 months to a year of just pure boxing training.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I don't think Ngannou ever got that. He just took a few months for a camp, went in again with that shitty Fury fight, false confidence, said, yeah, I'll take on AJ, and it just backfired entirely.
Well, I mean, dude made money, so.
Oh, yeah, he got paid. Oh, heavens, he got paid. But
So my thinking here is, so there's another MMA heavyweight from a while back, Junior Dos Santos, who was talking about fighting Vladimir Klitschko for the longest time, trying to make that event happen. And a lot of people were saying the same thing. Like, for you to cross over into boxing, like you're going to need dedicated time. You're going to dedicate like a year to perfecting this. This guy's been doing it his whole life. And what he said was, like, every single training camp I go to, the first at least month is boxing, pure boxing.
But whoever's training the MMA guys is
not very good.
yeah. I was trying to find a nicer way to say it, but the boxing in MMA blows.
Well, they're adapting it quite a bit because they have to be defending other things as well. So
yeah,
that's part of it. But I was thinking that Ngannou, his initial dream was to box. He wanted to be a boxing world champion. That's what his aspiration was. And he got pulled into MMA. Something about like at the time the money was better. So that was why he made the move. So I mean, he does in a way take this seriously. I don't know if it's enough, but
yeah, I'm not too sure.
Food for thought, I guess. A current MMA heavyweight, Tom Aspinall. His boxing is incredible. Like Topuria, Aspinall, those two dudes, they could stop MMA right now, cross over into boxing, and have solid careers.
Dude, even Dustin Poirier's boxing is pretty good.
It's pretty good. I don't think he would make it to. He would be like a title challenger. I don't know if he'd ever win.
I would like to see Poirier box for sure. I think it'd be fun boxing. Yeah, I don't think he would win a title either, but definitely a good name to have there.
Hey, that's going to do it for this portion of the show. If you have any questions or comments, 833-LUX-PODS. Call or text. It's anonymous either way. So if you call, leave a voice message. I can cut your audio in if you would like, or whatever you prefer. Socials are all LVX MediaNet on any platform. If you can't find it, we're not on it. If you would like to get this whole show in a single release, a contiguous release, then go to patreon.com, look us up, LVX MediaNet, and we can get you hooked up over there. Otherwise, I'll see you in a few days for a little bit more boxing talk.
We'll be right back.